unicorn! My life is complete!
I'm sorry, sweetie, but he's just a goat. Life is just like that sometimes. We're hoping for a unicorn, and we get a goat.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So my camera died, so I'm actually doing this from my laptop, but that's not going to affect the quality of the video. Either way, it's Monday, back on the grind. Hope everyone's having a great start to the week. If we have a look at the markets, it's kind of looking a little bit like Christmas here. We got some light greens, some light reds, right? If we come over to CoinMarketCap and give it a quick refresh, we'll see that yeah, we're basically just kind of flatlining. I mean, we've gone down slightly since yesterday, but it's pretty much just flat, almost eerily kind of quiet right now. You know what I'm saying? But if we have a look at the biggest gainers of the day, we do see that Aurora is up a massive 61%, followed by Funfair 20%, Walton Chain 11%, Lisk, Tezos, Nexus, Arc, Dropple, Ardor, and Kyber Network all doing quite well. Market cap just kind of sitting around that 200 billion mark. It's just teetering. So we'll have to see what happens with that.
A few moments later.
And of course, just as I go to put the video out, I take a look at CoinMarketCap, and we are down $4 billion. That's crypto. I can't even keep up with this as fast as I make these videos, guys. But anyway, let's continue. Now, before we hop into the actual news, I wanted to talk about this article from Nobel Prize winner Robert Shiller, basically saying that he sees bad times ahead for the stock market. So they have this thing called the cyclically adjusted price to earnings ratio, or CAPE, okay? And this looks at valuations over a 10-year period. So basically, currently, the gauge is at 33.3, its highest level since June 2001. The index peaked near 45 mid-2000, just as the dot-com bubble was about to burst. So testing the model over time, it saw the market crashed in 1929 and in 1987. So what does this have to do with everything? Well, if you come over here as well, you'll also see that Nouriel Roubini, who's a well-recognized economist and a professor at Stern School, believes a financial crash worse than 2008's recession will hit the U.S. market by 2020, which may lead institutional investors to commit to crypto as an alternative store of value asset class. Very interesting. So this makes you wonder if the traditional stocks or, the traditional whatever crashes, are these people going to come into crypto? That's something that you have to consider. And don't forget, you have obviously Tim Draper, he's just all about Bitcoin. He's the Bitcoin bull. He had the $80 trillion market cap prediction. So now he's talking about one Bitcoin potentially being worth $2 million or more. You could read right here. He compares it to the early days of the internet, saying that the web began similarly. It came in an enormous wave, and afterwards it sort of came slamming down, and then the bigger wave came after that. And also you have Tom Lee from Fundstrat pretty much saying the same thing, comparing it back to the early days of the internet. He says, to me, wireless and the internet in the 90s was very much a generational change that people 20 years older than me simply just didn't understand. And I think that's the same thing that's happening with digital assets and blockchain today. He points to the fact that millennials are overtaking baby boomers as America's largest generation and highlights the powerful impact that it could have on the proliferation of digital assets given millennials' mistrust of banks. So this is interesting. A 2016 survey from Facebook showed 92% of millennials don't trust banks. And a study from First Data showed that 71% of millennials would rather go to the dentist than go to a bank?
Yeah, oh, great. Oh, you are something special. You are something special. Come on. Thank you.
I don't know, gonna be real, guys. I'd probably rather go to a bank, but to each his own. So, on top of it, you even have Akon coming out. He's all pumped, right? So he was on Revolt TV's Drink Champs podcast, and when the host of the podcast admitted that he did not understand what cryptocurrencies were, Akon replied, nobody does, and went ahead to give an explanation by comparing cryptocurrencies to stocks, yada, yada, yada. You guys could basically figure out what he was saying. But then he went on later to talk about the investment in Akoin, and he was saying that if you invest in Akoin, you're essentially investing in the future of Africa. So that's like his coin that he has that's coming out. He also revealed that having witnessed a lot of things become digital over time, he feels that crypto will be the future when it comes to currencies. He made mention of the moves from cassettes to CDs, MP3s, and streaming as an example from the music industry. And in his opinion, he says, and this is what he said, if you don't invest in cryptocurrencies now, if you don't see it coming, you're a fool. So, yeah. Akon says you're a fool. if you don't invest in crypto. And then also you have billionaire investor Ben Horowitz saying don't give up on crypto just because of the scams and stupid people. He says, this is also relating it back to the dot-com era, but he says, you know, we've learned that it was stupid to give up on the internet just because you had a bunch of basically like stupid startups, right? I'll actually just roll the clip.
Somebody at the office said the other day, they're like, well, not all ICOs are bad, but all bad companies have an ICO. And I think that's right. You know, it really reminds me of the dot-com era when, and those of you who are old enough probably remember this, you know, every old, weird, bad company like renamed themselves .com. So you have like Woolworths.com, Sears and Roebuck.com, whatever. And then now they're an internet company and their price goes up and everybody goes, oh, that's idiotic. That whole thing is stupid. The internet is stupid. I'm not investing any money in that. And it turned out like the dumb thing wasn't to invest in the scam. The dumb thing was to like give up on the internet because there were some stupid people in it. And so that I think is a big lesson from that era.
So it's actually interesting because last night in the live stream, Crypto Lark asked everybody, what do you think is going to be the biggest trend for the end of this year? And I actually was like, oh, it's going to be mass adoption and stuff like that. But if I could actually go back in time, I probably would have said potentially maybe STOs. Potentially, because if you come over here and you look at really what's been going on, you see you have Ploymath, you have the CEO coming out saying that he believes that there will be a slow death of ICOs soon, and this is going to open the door for a big revolution in the crypto space. So this is security tokens. I mean, what is your opinion on it, everybody? Do you think ICOs are done? Are they dead? I'm not 100% sure how I feel, but I know that the market sentiment is definitely not good around ICOs right now. So he says with regulation stalling and the growing realization that it's necessary if cryptos are to be accepted by the mainstream, security tokens are inevitable. And you also look at this. So look at some of these ICOs that came out last year. I haven't even heard of some of these. So you have Bolinum, MyBit, Lampix, BitClave. I actually heard of that. Leadcoin, at Adidas, Seether, Mercury. But anyway, my point is, look at this. This company only raised $18,500. They fell 99%. MyBit is down 98%. Now, crypto saw a pretty big hit as well. But imagine investing in an ICO where they're just promising you so many, you know, so much great returns, and it comes out and it's just like, boom, 99% down, right? And I've seen a lot of these as well. So you're seeing people say that they think it's over following the ICO surge towards the end of the year. Many investors were lured and very disappointed in the promises that these token offerings had made to them. So then, you know, scrolling down here, you do see that the U.S. court ruling ICOs fall under security laws. So looking forward to this, tokenized securities are bridging the gap between traditional financial market and crypto markets because they are aligned with everyone's interest. Regulators want to protect the investors want their assets tradable, and crowds from all over the world want to invest in the most promising startups in an early stage. You also see over here, this came out from MOBU, I believe it was, and they're actually saying that now may actually be the perfect time to invest. So everyone that's kind of been sitting on the sidelines, obviously not financial advice, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but they're saying that now could potentially be the best time to actually get in. SEC regulation is on its way, and people are more interested than ever. And what's interesting is I actually read recently that they were saying even though the market took such a dip, that there's actually the most interest from the institutions now than they've had in previous, you know, years. So the other thing too I wanted to point out is that when you look at ICOs, you realize that not all ICOs are scams, not all ICOs are bad, as we heard before. And this is actually a conversation with the CEOs of Bankrupt Protocol, so Mise-Go and Status actually. So the one thing that I wanted to kind of point out is these guys have all had successful ICOs that have done very well. I don't know what I just clicked there. So, you know, just have a look at this video. Definitely check it out. It's about 25 minutes long, but these are three companies that really did the ICO the right way, you know, the proper way. So just kind of check that out. And, you know, you realize that it's not all bad, but regulations may just push ICOs completely out of the space. You also have everybody talking about this Bitcoin whale again with a $720 million Bitcoin wallet. Who could it be? Is it Silk Road? Is it this? Is it that? Right? I mean, I don't know, guys, you know, and then they say, well, what would happen if they moved it? They'd be able to completely dump the market, right? The market would just completely crash and everything else. If you come over here, they also have this saying, what would happen if the Mt. Gox payout you know, got all unloaded at once? Could it destroy the market? So it said if anybody or any group of individuals ever tried to liquidate Mt. Gox's holdings to do payouts in fiat currency, the market would crash. They based this on the prediction of the fact that there may not be enough demand for 170,000 Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. So the selling of these digital assets would topple order books, pushing down the price of crypto assets. Yeah, okay, but how long would it last? I mean, something that would flash crash that quick would instantly rebound. And I point this to last year when Ethereum had a flash crash. Ethereum fell, I don't remember the actual number. I think it was around the $200 to $300 range. And it fell all the way down to 13 cents in a matter of minutes because some whale decided to dump it. All the order books got triggered. All the stop losses got triggered. And everybody started panic selling. And literally within a matter of, not even kidding, minutes, it had regained its price. So it would be detrimental, but I don't think that a springback would be difficult. So moving on to some coin news, we got to keep it moving, got to keep it pressing on. So Binance has planned to open their fiat crypto exchange on the 18th of September. So that's very soon, 2 days from now. Yeah. So the initial beta testing, however, is going to be closed and by invitation only. This was obviously teased by CZ over on Twitter. And I also wanted to mention too that Binance has also entered a partnership with the Malta Stock Exchange fintech and digital assets subsidiary MSX PLC to jointly launch a new security token trading platform. I told you, security tokens. Keep an eye out on security tokens. Going to be a big hot topic, guys. Big hot topic. So also in other coin news, we had the NOS or NOS, however you pronounce it, white paper being dropped last night. I actually had an opportunity to get a hold of Dean from the project. So thank you to K-pop fanboy Peter, everybody that, prompted me to get in touch with him. So we're going to be doing either an interview, possibly having him on the token tank. I'm definitely going to do a white paper dive in, so I'll let you know how that goes. But yeah, so if you guys want, you can click this right here. Obviously, here's the white paper. It's only 30 pages. It's not that long, but it's, it's in depth. So, I know how much you guys love reading white papers. So we also have coming out of Matrix, we have Semantic Analysis Engine introducing intelligent contracts. So what is the big news about this? Well, to put it bluntly, the Matrix AI network is building a blockchain that people will actually be able to use. This requires faster, safer, and more intelligent technology, but cutting-edge technology on its own isn't enough. A healthy, responsive, and lively ecosystem is also necessary for a platform to grow strong. I don't know if you guys checked out my interview that I did with Owen Tao. They're definitely pushing forward. They're looking to actually have some hardware solutions as well. So the thing is Matrix AI has designed a proprietary intelligent contracts that leverages natural language programming and adaptive deep learning based on templates to auto code. So the adaptive deep learning based templates differ from other early attempts at smart contract templates in their complexity. Other smart contract templates that supported one-click contract generation typically only let users define very basic information such as a token's name, token total supply, but other high-level functions are typically not supported. Now, we have seen projects that have kind of tackled this issue as well. We have seen things with Komodo. We've seen things with Nebulous where the smart contracts actually evolve over time. But getting back to Matrix, intelligent contract prototype currently supports a one-click token launch, one-click ICO, voting, insurance, and auctions, just to name a few. So a lot of people are definitely getting excited over this. And if you guys want to see a little bit of the demonstration, they have it right here. I mean, obviously it's a little involved, I don't know how much, I don't know how to code, but if you guys are interested, you can definitely check this out and see them, deploy your contract on the blockchain. There you go. So I'll drop that in the link for you as well. Also, I want to talk about NKN launching experimental mining rewards. So the main purpose of this campaign is to encourage community members to help test their NKN public testnet in preparation for the mainnet launch and share the network connectivity, etc. Now, the thing to note is that you're going to earn NKN test tokens. So they're not actually going to be the official tokens, but you're going to get them by running the NKN software, right? So the test tokens will eventually be converted into the real NKN tokens at a certain ratio once the mainnet goes live next year. They've also created a one-click simple miner software with graphic user interface, so you can have a look at that. I also wanted to talk about BlockCAT. Now, BlockCAT is one of those projects that well, I mean, as far as the token itself, it's lost a severe amount of value, I'll say that. But they've decided to focus their efforts on Tabby Pay. Now, I remember interviewing Eric when Tabby Pay 1 had come out. Now they have Tabby Pay 2. So basically, this allows you to send, originally it was only Ethereum. Now you could do Ethereum tokens, ERC20s. But the really cool thing about this is that you can't, it basically helps to prevent you from sending your funds to the wrong address, essentially, okay? It gives you the ability to cancel pending payments and things of that nature. So you can see kind of right here, they had a lot of an upgrade between the Tabby Pay 1 versus the Tabby Pay 2 right here. So kind of looks a little bit like the MyEther wallet look. So definitely have to check that out as well. We also have, again, from Chill Zone International, he has his part 2 on the Elastos TV Box series, detailed breakdown of the TV Box ecosystem. So if you guys didn't catch part 1, he already did that. This is part 2. Looking forward to part 3. So keep it up, man. Thank you for all you do for, helping people to understand what's going on. We also have Neo Global Capital investing $1 million into Bluzelle to help advance them and work more closely. I really don't have much else to say about that, but obviously they see the value in that, so that's something to look out for. Also, I want to talk about this Focus Fire series from Crypto Murmur. So they're focusing on Komodo. I finally did my interview with JL777. Thank you so much for all of your questions that you guys had. I was blown away, guys. Absolutely blown away. The guy is a freaking genius. I mean, some people are saying, is he Satoshi Nakamoto? No, he's not, or at least I don't think he is. But yeah, you guys have to read about this. Komodo is definitely one of the most undervalued projects out there. And the one thing that I wanted to note is this bottom paragraph. It's just, you can read all this. It's a lot to read. But the takeaway is Komodo offers every single blockchain its own dedicated highway. The difference is significant. No single highway is dependent on any other highway, and traffic is free to flow on each independent highway according to the designs of each individual blockchain built on Komodo. This is why Komodo is often referred to as a platform rather than a currency or protocol. But even the word platform does not really do it justice. Instead of thinking of Komodo, you have to think of Komodo as a multiverse, a superstructure that can grow and build in a manner not possible by simply building up from a relatively flat, static, or singular central structure. And the other thing too, when you look at Komodo, you just realize that they've already solved a lot of the issues that we're having problems with, like interoperability, scalability. I mean, they're pushing to the fact where they're pretty convinced they can hit 1 million transactions per second, and they've done 45 million transactions per second actually currently right now, not in test, on the chains. And they do this by actually just copy and pasting the blockchain. You basically just have a ton of chains, and they all communicate with each other. So as soon as one chain is full, or it gets clogged, or it can't do any more transactions, it literally just goes to the next chain. So it makes it essentially infinitely scalable. So definitely Komodo is one of those projects to keep your eyes on. Now, moving on to some news before we get out of here. Here is something interesting. Bitmain may go bankrupt in the near future. It says the most important and well-established company in crypto space, Bitmain, may go bankrupt in the coming days, according to iNews. So the report says there are some problems being faced by the company, such as regular investment in Bitcoin Cash. Not really going to comment on that. Inventory losses, no new chips created, and no growing market for its AI branch. So you can see right over here, it says the main loss to Bitmain is due to the holdings of Bitcoin Cash. So as per the report, Bitmain is a strong supporter of the hard fork of Bitcoin, but since its all-time high, Bitcoin Cash has lost around 88% of its value. Yes, it has. So as per BitMEX research, Bitmain has lost around $328 million after investing them in Bitcoin Cash, losing in massive profit made in the first quarter of the year. So I don't know, maybe long story short, they just got over ambitious. They started doing all these things, and I saw Bitmain started investing in everything. Remember, they were becoming the ultimate monster. They had to get their hands in everything. So maybe they just got like a little overzealous. Like they just got really excited and, jumped on all these different things. Believed in Bitcoin Cash a little bit too much, and well, the rest is history. So let's talk about something positive, though. The US-based retail giant Overstock.com, which I'm sure pretty much all of you are familiar with, so their blockchain technology subsidiary, Medici Ventures, has announced that its portfolio company, BTC, has begun a limited beta launch of its cryptocurrency wallet and exchange. BTC, through this service, aims to create a simple, secure, and convenient bridge between traditional fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies. So that's really good news as well. Now, also, let's talk about some adoption. So we're going back to the states over here. We got Oregon pushing ahead with blockchain state plan. So the Oregon Blockchain Venture Studio in Portland has been set up to further this aim, with a number of companies and organizations from the fields of education, business, and technology linking their know-how to push the new tech into the state. Why am I not surprised that this is Portlandia pushing this forward? So it says that although other US states are pushing their own blockchain plans to elevate their profile around the nation, Business Oregon spokesman Nathan Bueller claims that no state has really staked its claim as yet. He feels that Oregon is well placed through its established hardware and software industry to establish an advantage over other states. We also have Coinbase moving over to New York now. They're spreading out. So they've opened an office in New York, but it's not designed for selling cryptocurrency. It's actually going to be an office. They're looking to hire another 150 people. Now, we have to mention that they already have 6 different office locations and currently employ over 700 people. So now they're looking to up this to 850 people. That is freaking huge. Now look at this right here. It says that they're planning to recruit these people, and the interesting thing is that they say when we saw the market begin to correct, which we all expected, institutions didn't lose interest. Adam White, general manager of Coinbase Institution, told CoinDesk it was actually the opposite. So as I said earlier, you've seen more interest from these institutions. Now let's talk about what's going on in some countries. So you have Zimbabwe's new finance minister said the country should embrace Bitcoin at state level in a manner similar to Switzerland. So citing the Swiss bank's investment and understanding in Bitcoin, he would call on the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe to follow in the same footsteps. You're also seeing BitGo, which is based in the US, has recently received regulatory approval to offer cryptocurrency custodial services. So this move now makes it the only regulated custody service available on the market, offered exclusively for the digital asset storage. So the CEO, Mike Belch, believes that the market reception for crypto custody offerings will make sacrifices that are worth it. So, I mean, there's just so much good news coming out lately. Obviously, I didn't make a video yesterday. That's why I'm going a little bit long today. There was a lot of things I had to cover. And yeah, I mean, kind of finally, before we go, you have former SpaceX engineer targets consumer traders with his LXDX crypto exchange as well. So it looks like everybody's coming up with a crypto exchange. And guys, if that doesn't make you happy, here's a picture with me chilling with Milhouse. Why? Because I can. And before we go, I wanted to give a special shout out to Cryptos_2018. He's in my Telegram chat. Really appreciate it. You know, just started his own channel. I know it can be super tough starting your channel for the first time. So just want to say, you know, thanks for being in the Crypto Zombies Telegram community. And also thank you for providing all that, you know, you do. Obviously, I know it's difficult out there, but, you know, thank you. Any little bit helps the community. That being said, I want to say thank you so much to everybody that came out today. Again, it's Monday, start of the week. Let's do it. You guys are awesome. You know I love you. Thanks for coming back. You know, let's do it. So that being said, my name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.